Hey y'all, hey! I'm back, LaQuisha Hall at Confident Canvas, sharing with you my word of the year and how I'm journaling through that and how I have kind of worked with my word of the year through the month of January. And so I'm using this book by Shauna Klingerman called Wholehearted Words to track my use of the word oops. And keep up with what it is that I want to accomplish with my word. I'm doing all of that in this book this year. And look, I don't really care that A came off, y'all, because listen, it is what it is. Y'all know my word is pause. So sometimes I have to pause and fix things, just like just now. So essentially, I just filled in the prompts for this journal, and I'll show you some of the pages that was prompted. And so these first two pages are kind of like delving into what you're thinking about and how you're feeling and how you can kind of arrive at your word of the year. Now, I had already known that this was going to be my word before I started this journal. However, I still filled in all the information based on how I was feeling about my word of the year. And then here is where I found some reoccurring themes with my word of the year. And I wrote that on this side with some headers on this side. And then on these two pages, I highlighted words that related to my word of the year from this giant list of words. And then again here, just wrote my word really largely because this was where I was supposed to listen to my mind and kind of determine where I wanted to go with my word for the year, but I already knew what my word was going to be. On these two pages, I literally just gathered inspiration for my word of the year and clipped magazine images and took stickers from old sticker sheets, and I stuck them on this page, completed this. And then here's a page where I made connections between some of the things you saw on the previous page. And on this side, I was supposed to do this rabbit hole activity. However, I didn't. On this page, I literally wrote like an acrostic explanation of what I wanted to do this year with my word. And so for each letter in the word, I wrote something that I wanted to achieve in the form of like a poem. And then here we are choosing. This is the final choice of the word on this page. And so again, I knew my word was pause. And so I reflected on that here. And this section was fun because this is where you start really thinking a little bit more about the word. And so on this page, I wrote a little bit more about why I chose this word, what inspired me to choose this word, and some things that I loved about it. On these two pages, I doodled the word. So literally just drew the word pause all over these two pages. And here in the middle of my doodles, actually wrote the definitions that I found of pause. I wrote the verb form and the noun form of the word. And these two pages show where I captured my intention for the word pause for this year. And so on this side, I kind of journaled about it, but on this side, I put images to reflect what I put in my journaling. And these cards were created by Kelly Bangs Creative, and they're from her 2x2 project. And this prompted me to write a letter to my word for the year. And so I literally just had to fill in the blanks. At the bottom, I put a corresponding scripture to kind of encourage me on days it's tough. And then I'll put some corresponding 2x2 squares also on the right-hand side. And so now, my friends, we'll see my word dates. And so word dates are monthly dates that you do with your word. You can put anything you want in these boxes. And I'll show you quickly what a blank page would look like. So I'll show you the February page. Here's what February looks like, blank. And so you can put whatever you want in these spaces. And the next two pages are just dot grid pages. And so here is what I put for January for pause. So I wrote how I was using my word, what it was teaching me, and how I was changing via my word. And so sometimes I'm able to say that without actually writing it out. Like I was able to say how I was using my word in scripture form here. And so sometimes you'll see something that represents that response. And then I wrote a little mini letter to my word for the month in the corner here. And my dot grid pages are 2x2 squares that represent what pause looked like for me this year. And I wrote in some of the boxes things that relate to my word, and the other images also correspond. So for example, we're supposed to have a big snowstorm tomorrow, so I'm gonna pause during that snowstorm, make sure that I enjoy it, take some pictures in it, go outside. And I just very pleased with how this has turned out so far. And so now, starting Monday, I can prep for February. But for now, this is what I have done so far, and I started, of course, before January. This is how I've planned to remember my word of the year. And also, I do keep track in a separate little book daily of how I pause each day. So I write that down so it's easier for me when I had to do my reflection pages for the month to correspond the images in the journaling with what I actually did. So I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for joining me. I look forward to sharing with you what I accomplished in February. Bye.